just want to take a quick minute to tell you about the changes coming to the real estate market throughout the country. So, a couple months ago, there was a lawsuit. I don't know if you've heard about it. Essentially, sellers, when they met with their listing agent, the listing agent would tell them what they charged, such as their commission, and then that listing agent co-broked and gave a part of that commission to the buyer's agent or the sub-agent, whoever was working with the buyer. Starting August 17th, that no longer is the case. Sellers and listing agents do not have to co-broke any longer. So it was never the sellers essentially paying the buyer's agent. It's always been the listing firm who co-broked. Okay, as I mentioned, that's going to change. You as a buyer, how that could impact you is one, agents can no longer show any property without either a pre-agency agreement in place or a buyer's agency in place. Right now, we've been able to show people properties and we didn't have to have anything signed until you were ready to talk about an offer. That will no longer be the case. Things will have to be signed before we are allowed to show you a property. The other change is, since the listing agent no longer has to co-broke what they are charging the seller, a buyer could be responsible for part or all of whatever that buyer agent is charging. Now, there are definitely ways that, and the goal is to not have you have to pay that, because one, there are sellers who still will agree to compensate the listing agent for that difference, so that the listing agent can provide it. It just doesn't have to happen that way. Two, we can write it into the offer. And three, we can ask for seller concessions. So the goal is to still get at least most, if not all, of the compensation for the buyer agent still paid for by the listing agent / seller, but that may not happen. And again, that goes into effect August 17th. The reason I want to put this out there now is because if you are still thinking of purchasing something, we may want to kind of ramp that up and have some urgency so we're not running into that and adding potentially other closing costs to your purchase. Let me know if you have any questions, and hope to talk to you soon.